Hi everyone, this is Joy, and today I've made 3 cards using the Simon Says Stamp picture book dies, using the deer, the Santa, and the snowman. Also, I'm going to be using some other dies from Simon Says Stamp, the Merry Christmas die, from Fawn, the Snowfall backdrop die in the landscape, and from Impression Obsession, the Ho 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 sentiment die. So the first thing that I'm going to do, or that I did off camera, was cut out using the Fawn Snowfall backdrop die, and I did 3 of those, of course. And I'm going to ink blend all 3 of those. Now this first one is with the Distress Oxide inks in Lucky Clover and Evergreen Bough. The color I'm using right now is the Lucky Clover. And then for the red is the Candied Apple and Aged Mahogany. And then for the blue is the Salty Ocean and Tumbled Glass. I did not show all 3, otherwise this video would be ridiculously long. So I'm just blending and blending, and I'm using it, the paper that I'm using is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock. That's just kind of my favorite, and it blends super well. But this ink blends good, even on a regular cardstock. The Oxide inks blend very well. I've also die cut all the characters off screen, and the funny thing is I felt really lazy and did not want to cut out and search for a bunch of colored cardstock, so I just decided to color these guys this time, which I have never colored the characters out of die cuts, and it was fun and interesting, and you treat it just the same way as a stamp. Mentally my brain wasn't doing that before, but it was a lot of fun, so I was so glad I did it. So you can see the colors on the screen. Those greens are the Spectrum Noir alcohol markers in LG3 and 5 that I'm coloring his cute little scarf in, doing the same kind of shading that I would if it was a stamped image. But your fingers do get messy in this, so be aware. This little snowman is just so super cute to me. Totally reminds me of watching those cute little cartoons when I was little, and I still watch with my teenage kids. Now I'm coloring the brim of his hat and the top part of his top hat. And I'm going to be using, for these grays, IG2, 5, 7, and 9. The IG2 was used on the snowman body because I wanted to give him just a little bit of shadow so he's not... If you leave it white, it doesn't look the same as if you add a really light gray to a white image. It actually makes that come alive. So the 5, 7, and 9 are for his hat. Same thing, just doing the little bit of shading, shadowing, giving it a little bit of bright spot on his hat. And now that I think about it, this may have taken me just as long as trying to search for colored cardstock. But I was feeling very tired and it was late at night, but I wanted to make some cards. So now the red is Copic markers, and this is our 24, 35, and 37. I'm going to be using our 20 for the cheeks on these guys. Okay, now here's the Santa. I'm doing the same thing with the IG2 around the edge of his white brim and his little cute little beard and mustache, because we just want it to stand out a little bit. Again, if you left that not colored, it doesn't look as good. You need a little bit of that dimension. I just love Santa Claus. He's so awesome. Now on his face, I'm doing R00 for his skin tone, and then R20 for the cheeks. Just kind of blended it out again with that R00, soften it up. Then we're going to color his, excuse me, his little outfit. Again, that's R24, 35, and 37. Excuse me. More with the shading, and then just blending it out to where you like it. And that's a little piece to his hat. I love these die cuts. They're so darn cute. Excuse me, my goodness. And then now I'm going to color his belt. I mean, really, the colors stayed fairly simple. It was not a ton of colors for all of these, for all three of these characters. These guys were super fun to color. And I just have a funny confession. While I'm coloring these really cute Christmas images, my husband is in my craft room with me and he's watching the Halloween movie from like the 1970s. It's just so funny. So this part is just a little center to his belt. And here's his cute little belt buckle. And I just colored that in, look like IG2. And then I took my glitter jelly roll pen and traced around it because I wanted it to have that silver glittery metallic look. Now here, of course, is this cute deer. And oh my gosh, of course it's got to be Rudolph. I mean, how could you not? So the cute little antlers, I just did the base color in E55 of the Copics and then added a little bit of E57 to darken it up and then blend it out again with E55. Super simple, nothing difficult here, no hard coloring. I think this deer is my favorite. He is just so dang cute. So that was the E31 that I'm using for the base of his body, and then E55, and then I'll add a little bit of E57 to darken up some areas. And for his muzzle and his belly, I started with E30 and then kind of warmed it up from there. And the insides of his cute little ears, I believe, were R00. What I want to do with this cute little deer is just make a bunch of them and make all the cute little Santa reindeer on a card. I think that'd be super, super cute. There's his little muzzle and his little belly. Colored that in E30. This coloring is so super simple. So just don't feel like you only have to use colored paper for your die cuts. I mean, you could also use, you know, some ink blending and blend, you know, using that to color your die cut images. It doesn't even just have to be markers. I mean, it could be colored pencils. I mean, it could be anything. So my world was definitely opened up because I was feeling a little bit lazy and tired. Okay, so now here's his cute little scarf I did in BG 10, 11, and 13. These are some of my favorite colors in the whole wide world. Just blending those parts out, adding some shading. Okay, so now we're gonna be putting these cards together. And I'm just using the multi-matte medium liquid glue, the Ranger multi-matte medium. I love it because you have a little bit of move time when you put something down, but it's not super slick. Some other glues that I've used are just, as soon as I put it down, it just wants to slide everywhere. And for me, I have a problem with that. Glued on his cute little antlers. This guy is so cute. Gluing the inside of his little ears. And I put the wrong little center in. So it does make a difference. It's not a universal fit here. And I'm using my jewel picker and my little piercing tool just to kind of get everything lined up and That jewel picker is fabulous. And I did not color his little eyeballs yet because I'm going to be using my black glaze pen on all their eyes and the snowman's nose, because I just like the way that looks. It gives it a shiny look, and to me it makes their eyes more lifelike. So I glued the other guys on, Santa and the snowman, and then I'm cutting out the die sentiments. This is the Impression Obsession Ho Ho Ho. Super, super cute. I loved this die, and I thought it was perfect with Santa. And I just had some red glitter cardstock in my stuff, and then the Merry Christmas is from Simon Says Stamp, the Merry Christmas die, and I just cut that out of white glitter cardstock. I did not add dimension to the scripty words. I added dimension to the other sentiments that we're going to be adding. So this Merry Christmas is from the Lawn Fawn Winter Scripty Sentiments. So it says, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And then for the deer, I used the Honeybee Stamp Sentiments Flaky Friends. I have been using the heck out of that sentiment. It's just got the greatest Christmas winter sentiments. So it says dashing through that, which I thought was perfect. And then the word snow. And what I did for that word snow was I die cut it, and then I used the stamp after with Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink, and then I used the Lawn Fawn embossing powder textured white, so it looked like snow was on the word snow. And I must not have had my camera on when I did that, so sorry I couldn't show you that. Super easy. Heat it with your heat tool. So instead of having like a blacked stamp image or a different color, I just did it with the clear embossing and the embossing powder. And then here's the Simon Says Stamp Merry Christmas die scripty words for this cute little snowman. And I forever and always forget to dot my I's. And I actually remembered here. I popped all the sentiments up on foam tape, all the little strip ones. And this says, you warm my heart, and that is also from the Honeybee Stamps Flaky Friends. And then also from the Flaky Friends sentiment is the cute little holly berry and leaves, which, you know, Frosty's got to have that on his little hat. So I stamped that and cut that out with the die cut. Now I'm using my my white Jelly Roll pen, adding all the highlights to the hat, to a scarf. I also added the little white dots to their eyes because, again, you know, it brings them to life, makes them actually look like they're looking at you. You guys, these details make all the difference on your cards. And if you're a little bit nervous to do it, just do a little bit in a couple spots that you feel comfortable with, and it really will make a huge difference with how your cards look. And on the cute little reindeer here, I just did a bunch of little dots because he needed a bunch of little freckles, little white freckles everywhere. And then a few highlights on his antlers. Just finishing that up. Okay, so now I'm going to be using, on all of them, I wanted some Nuvo Crystal drops, and I am using Red Berry for that one. The blue is Midnight Blue, and then the green is Woodland Green. I just love all these fun backgrounds. And I don't know if you noticed, but the Santa Claus, I glued him on the snow falling upside down, but you know, it's okay and it works. But everything was glued down way too good. I wasn't going to try to peel him up and turn it around. No biggie. Now these are Honeybee Stamp Snowflake Confetti. And just putting a few of those around everywhere. Snowflakes are absolutely my favorite. I love snowflakes. Anything snowflakes makes me a very happy girl. And I don't know about you guys. I have got to place them down first because I kind of have to visually see if it looks right or not. If I just start putting dots of glue and things down, I'll probably mess it up. Finishing up this guy. And I can't tell you how much I love the Lawn Fawn Snowfall backdrop die. Love, love, love it. And it cuts an A2 sized background. Now I'm going to be using glossy accents on the noses, on the berries, on the snowman hat. And I'm using the glitter drops, the Nuvo glitter drops in White Blizzard. Thanks guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed these cards. I hope it inspires you to create. If you like this video, if you like what you see, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I am just so curious to know what you guys think. And thanks again, and you guys have a really, really wonderful day. Bye.